You're watching Catching Up with Cayden. Your host, Mr. Christmas Personified, Chris Cayden.
That's how we're starting already.
That's how we started it.
Just like that?
Yeah.
NFG to the fullest?
NFG. Where's Peg Bundy at?
Oh my god.
I got some bonbons for you.
What?
Some bonbons.
What is you talking about?
I'm gonna stab you if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday, 7 o'clock. I am Mr. Charisma Personified. I'm pretty much known worldwide. Host with the most. I give the D from coast to coast. Some call me vintage. Others call me classic.
I call you a-hole.
I know that. I am simply fantastically still unemployed. This is a record. I'm going on 2 months now.
Good for you.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna be unemployed next week.
Stabbing your boss, aren't you?
Yeah.
Real Scarface.
Oh yeah.
I like it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Catching Up with Cayden, and next to me, and you hear his voice, it is my esteemed colleague, my brother from another mother. He is...
Definitely a dark mother.
Oh, Jesus. It is the Rican sensation, the raging coquille. What did I call you? Man with the new era forever new era committed to forever or whatever it was. And
listen to your own show.
What was the other? I don't. What was the other
Rican
one?
persuasion.
No, the Spanish
Persuasion.
Mahima suave son.
Yeah.
You watch Best of the Super Junior?
I have not, but I'm going to watch it tonight.
Now I wanted to talk about it, now I'm not going to talk about it. Because I don't want to ruin it. It's been awesome. It's been amazing.
There's like 3 more weeks to go.
Yeah. We're already...
You're not ruining anything.
We're already getting hot and going into it already.
Hot and heavy.
I don't even know what mics we're going to use, so I'm just putting them all on. Right? Why not? Just put all the mics on. Ladies and gentlemen, in the next room with us, it is the one and only, the video photographer of professional wrestling, David Keller. Hello.
What's up, man?
You gotta talk in the mic.
Talking to them.
Right up to the mic.
Oh, right there in the mouth?
No, it's not. I can see
It always gets dirty around here.
No,
It always.
Oh, and the other person returning. It is the one, the only, the Gar.
The car.
The Gar. Peg Dreadful.
Hello. I was nervous for a second because these headphones were not working and now I'm only getting audio out of the left, but it's better than nothing.
There you go. At least you're getting up, Jesus.
But she just said it.
She did say it. It is Ernest. Right? Just like that with the
The slitherier
What?
is better.
Peg Bundy.
Ernest Peg.
Ah, and there goes the sound.
Oh, Peg Harris, ladies and gentlemen.
Peg Harris.
And actually joining us for the first time. So I tried to get this gentleman on like a couple months back, and it just
Who
didn't.
you?
Yeah, exactly. Who I ever?
What you ever done?
What I ever done in this? Oh wait, that's right. Hold the title.
No.
That's a piece of gold.
It's a piece.
That's if it is.
It's a big pay window at the end of the night, brother.
Yeah, no, pepperoni.
Darn you. Wow.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he is.
TOS.
So I have a question. Like what? The, wow.
That's what I do.
Oh, okay.
Camo strong.
So, what do I like? What is your title now?
My title.
Your title.
Well, on my desk in my VIP office, which consists of my basement. Well, David is considered the producer, I suppose. So I guess lead booker would be the best way to,
Okay.
Lead Booker,
thoroughly decimating the kayfabe in the world. So yeah. But,
You came to the wrong place.
all right, this is how it goes. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
came to the wrong place.
Catching me, smarting me up real quick. Okay.
Lead booker of Ultimate Wrestling, the one, the only, Kendall James. How are you, my friend?
Wonderful, gentlemen. How are we doing tonight?
I've been better. What about you?
My back's okay.
Your back's okay?
My back's okay.
I got to carry the team all the time.
Never carries the team.
No, I got killed last week. He was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, because I got blocked. That's right, blocked.
Blocked?
Not blocked, blocked.
Okay.
It's like blah and blah all at the same
I don't know how
time.
that.
Blah and blah.
Okay.
See? And then I ate them in post.
That's a lot of steel.
It was a lot of things. Oh, let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this past Saturday, Anniversary Anarchy 16 took place at the Eagles Club on 72 Hinchy Road. We're going to go over the results right now. Are you
As
ready?
well, I'm ready.
First match of the night. Your captain, my captain, Nick Ando, the 5A5 champion, took on the returning Anthony Gaines, none of a kind.
None of a kind.
A good match,
Yeah.
needless to say. Two pure baby faces, everyone loves them. And at the end of the day, it was Anthony Gaines getting the surprising win over Nick Ando.
Yeah.
Now, I thought Ando was going to clock him in the face, but he hugged him.
Oh,
He hugged it out. The second match of the night, which, go ahead, brother, talk about it. Come on.
what was the second match?
It was our match.
Oh, it was our match.
You already done rematch for
Yeah, because the anniversary show, I try to forget everything.
Castillo, puppy, already?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Fatal
Let him know.
four-way for the #1 contendership for the UPW tag title.
You're absolutely correct.
And it was an elimination match. Night Breed got defeated by the McLeods. They took their eyes off the ball.
That Mad Dog is just poopy.
Yeah, and then we defeated the McLeods. And
did.
just as we had Rhythm and Booze dead to right, the McLeods decided to stick their nose where they don't belong and cost us a match. And now the #1 contenders for the tag title
Rhythm and Booze.
is Rhythm and Booze.
Damn Irish people.
Yeah.
I hate them so much. I had to think about that
Yeah,
for a second.
yeah.
All right, and then following that
I don't know. 'cause I
was
just walked
HC. Yeah, you were out. I was walking you out. HC Loke taking on Dewey in a grudge match.
out. Okay.
Now, Loke, if you remember the show before that, took out Chip Stetson
And half the rock.
and half the Flower City Wrestling Academy roster.
Yeah.
So at this show, Dewey was looking for a little revenge for his friend, and it looked like he had it in the bag. But Dewey, I don't know. Loke is a big boy.
He's a very big boy.
Loke kicked out of the Black Hole Slam, and the ref's back was turned at one point, and there was a nut shot, which led to two. What is that move? The ripcord clothesline.
Okay.
Or better, the Rainmaker!
Rainmaker.
So-
Oh God, I got you, Scott.
Yeah, you know about that, right? You know about that Rainmaker.
Oh yeah, I've seen it once or twice.
I felt it.
I've seen it more locally, and done better, but I've seen it before.
You're right.
By a short little fat white guy, it's funny.
Oh, that's
So-
amazing.
So then, following that match, I believe it was the Icon Ace taking on Cameron Akasha Black.
Yeah, no limits championship.
Was it? Or was it Jay Freddy taking
Oh,
on
wait.
Carter Mason?
Wait,
It was Freddie.
it was Freddie
Yep.
and Carter.
Alright, so Jay Freddy, the UPW heavyweight champion, took on the returning King of the North, Carter Mason. Carter looking in phenomenal shape since return. You're a jackass. It's really, like straight donkey.
Yes, Mason, get off the juice.
Just so, I just lost my train of thought. I hate everything about you.
A lot of tests.
Spanish!
A lot of Deca.
A lot of that. No, we talk about Loco, we talk about Carter.
Carter.
Oh, Loke, I love you. Don't hurt me. But, yeah, so Jay Freddy took on Carter Mason. What a match.
Yeah,
Just
hard
beat
hitting.
the ever-living piss out of one another.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though,
How many times you gonna say at the end of the
I'm
day?
just saying, it was
Yeah.
a new
Yeah.
UPW heavyweight champion, Carter Mason.
Good for him. Congrats.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, they beat the piss out of one another. Did you see when he kicked Freddie in the head?
Yeah.
I was so happy. Freddie needed that. It was good for him. Then we took, I think, did we take a quick intermission or did we do
Yeah, we did.
It was
did
intermission. Yeah.
quick intermission? Thanks, Dave. And then we followed with Icon Ace and Cameron.
No?
No?
The
It was the
process
tag
was
team
interesting.
title
No,
match.
that was out there in the
You,
mission.
you were there at the show, right?
Oh, I was out of it.
Okay, just checking.
Let's just say he started his day off like a real wrestler.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
like, yeah. Think of IB Green. Of how sometimes he comes to the think of that.
Somebody has to remind him after the fact that he was actually at a wrestling show.
yeah.
Like he vaguely remembers getting
Yeah,
in the
no
car
one
and then coming
Nobody-
home.
I didn't
and
remember.
things in the
Nobody
middle,
reminded Chris Cayden. So, okay, so yeah, then we followed up with the Vile Society, the UPW Tag Team Champions. Who was it? It was Jeremy Jensen, Hellcat, and
Matic.
Lot of dissension within that
Yeah.
group. Taking on the Process and the returning Dick Justice,
Yeah.
Super Cop
Super
Dick
Cop.
Justice. Crowd went wild. The end of the match, we have new UPW Tag Team Champions.
Can I just say, though?
Yeah.
My man Dick Justice shot the promoter.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything about it because I don't want anyone to get arrested.
He's a cop. He was defending himself. He gave them order. He came at him like a spider monkey. He had to shoot him. He clipped him.
I'm going to say it like this. Look like any other Rochester police.
Right. Stand your ground.
He wasn't moving.
You're not wrong.
He was going, jeez. He was going, meow.
No, but then his hand's up and still got shot.
I
Exactly
was
what
looking
you're
at the
talking
screen in the back, and I thought there was a double drop kick. And then
Yeah,
I proceeded to hear Hellcat scream, "He shot me, it burns." I was very confused, and then I realized...
I lost it.
Yeah, oh, it was great. Not for the fact that the promoter got shot, no, it was absolutely great. Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Then, what match?
Icon.
There you
about. You want to discuss what happened after that tag team title match?
go.
No.
Nobody.
You know what?
It ain't
I'll be
our
honest.
spot.
I'll be honest with you. I think he had it coming.
Yeah, you can see it from a mile away.
I wasn't expecting father to put his hands on his kid, but
Greatest. Oh, all right.
you like that, right?
For
Now you
you-
gotta. Now you gotta.
For comedian wise, humor wise, what a great line.
Yeah.
You want to know who your mother is?
Yeah.
Your mother's a dumpster. And to all you mothers out there, happy dumpster day.
Just another
Well.
dumpster, he says.
Yeah.
Greatest line ever.
Hey, that's up there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he offended the women, but he didn't go the other route where everybody, like, they try to, like, demean them and something. He went with that, like, oh, you want to know who your mother is? She was just another dumpster.
You know what? If you're going to offend somebody, just go so far that they just go, okay, well played.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I've
they just all
got
looked, like, at first they were just, like, confused, like, did he just call all of us dumpsters? And, like, yeah, he did.
In fact, yes, he did.
Yes.
There is some truth where we all saw the turn coming, but I did not expect Rod D to join the Vile Society.
That was a little surprising.
Yeah, out of all people, the
Out of
guy
all
that's
people.
like has the most problems with Matic. But I guess it was more of a, let me just stick you in the side a little more.
I think it was more of, yo, if I can't beat him, might as well join him.
Yeah, we couldn't beat Matic.
Is that, well,
You see what I'm saying? I think it was more of, oh, you got stabbed in the back? Let me just push it a little deeper now. Like, oh,
yeah.
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 A little deeper.
Wow, is that what they had intended? Was that the story they were trying to lay out there?
Yeah,
'Cause,
no
I mean, that one went,
Jesus.
took a left-hand turn.
Lubrication.
Whoa.
I'm so glad I can't see either of you right now.
Okay. It's okay.
Shut up, Peggy. Eat your bonbons.
What?
Oh my God!
Never watched Radio Champion?
Married with children, you'll know what I mean.
The following match, Icon Ace taking on the No Limits champion of one, Cameron Akasha Black. So there seemed to be a little disturbance in the force in this match. I don't know what the hell happened, but it seemed like Cameron went from opponent, how should I say this, concentrated in the match to just, I don't give a anymore, I'm going to kill him. And I don't know what the hell happened to set her off.
Well, championship, man.
I don't. She talked about, being in there, being ready to kill at a moment's notice, but she was going in there with the intention of wrestling.
Yeah.
Things changed fast.
Well, you gotta think about it. It's Icon Ace, former heavyweight champion.
I hate him
Challenging.
so much.
Listen, he won the 585 championship. He
Okay,
became the UPW heavyweight champion.
he lost.
He
it.
won. Okay, he lost, but we all seen how it went down. But hey, it happened.
He lost.
Move it. He won the pay window
He lost.
invitational.
He lost.
Not the pay window.
No, he won it, and then he followed with a loss.
He can't. Yeah, but
He lost.
right.
He's a loser.
I wouldn't talk if we were us.
Face.
But in a serious note, he pushed it to the limit.
In a serious note. On a serious note.
On a serious note, in a
There you
serious
go.
note, no lube, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever your preference is.
Raw.
But Icon Ace was on the verge of kicking into overdrive and making it a done deal.
That didn't
And
happen.
Cameron seen that.
Punch him in his face.
Yeah, seen that and had
Lights
it down.
out.
Yeah.
Lights out. Cape Fear.
Cape Fear.
God,
It's a great movie.
it's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a frightening movie.
Yeah.
But that fist, that Cape Fear fist,
Yeah.
it's game over. And still, UPW No Limits champion, Cameron Kasha.
Yeah.
But I heard Icon Ace has something to say, so I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say in the coming days.
Cameron did.
I probably won't understand because I never do.
I'll translate it for you.
Thank you.
Cameron did say after the match that she will defend that title against Icon Ace one more time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really? Alright, followed by the Rochester Rumble. The winner gets a chance to take on the UPW Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was an accident, alright?
It was.
That's
It was.
happened.
You're Spanish, you're slippery.
Jordan Brown came from behind and hit Cayden and knocked him right in the air.
Oh, that's a personal
Yeah,
problem.
came from behind. Wait, man, we on radio.
Well, like he said, it's not the first time.
Shut up, Dave. Jesus.
So I guess he's trying to defend you. So I'm gonna allow him to elaborate.
Alright, elaborate, David.
Right. Since I am the videographer and the commentator, I got to see it numerous number of times. Cayden was not in the wrong. He was at the apron. You were both celebrating. He got pushed and collided into you to knock you off the apron. It was not intentional. He then fouled by getting tossed out himself by Jordan Brown.
Well, you deserve it.
Why?
Because you accidentally got me out of
You
the
shouldn't
match.
have been outside on the apron in the first place.
You said D-Train. I went with the D-Train.
No, you said D-Train. I just followed your lead.
See?
And
Still
then what
agreed?
And then what happens? You should have came back in the ring.
I was going to.
But you didn't. You were celebrating because you were like, hey, I'm Spanish.
The camera was on us. And I was shiny.
Yeah, you
Maximum.
were glorious.
How many battle royals have you been in your 17-year career, bro?
A handful. Not a lot.
You know to never go to the top or to the apron during a battle royal.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Look at
Damn.
I know in the heat of the
Big
moment,
brain on
you guys are
me.
doing your thing. You're kicking faces and heads.
this. You ever be? Hey, I still got paid for 2 matches. So
I've won a couple, but
See, what I love about this, Dave is suspending disbelief. He's the reason wrestling still works because he gets lost in the moment. Like, look at him.
real. I
It's
love
still
it.
real. It's real to me. Just little tear.
it is real, man. What you talking about?
So, what ended up happening, as you said, Jordan Brown threw me out,
Yep.
followed by, who was it? Was it Cameron?
I believe so.
Jordan Brown and Matt Lawson eliminating Cameron.
Right.
Then Jordan Brown proceeded to put the boots to Matt Lawson, kind of whipped him to the corner, little bandera to the outside action. I thought Lawson was going to suplex him outside of the ring.
Good for him.
Jordan ended up kind of hooking onto the rope so he was able to slide out and not just fall out.
Uh-huh.
A little back and forth, which proceeded to, I think, one of the hardest vertical suplexes on the outside, and both men fell at the exact same time.
Can't make that up, man.
I really couldn't. Like, it was sick. I have to say, Lawson got up. He looked hurt.
Yeah, he was
Matt
hurt.
Lawson was hurt. Jordan Brown just talking smack. Mike Diaz came out there, that jerk. He ran away from us when we were
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And then proceeded. Jay Freddy made his return and just started beating the hell out of Lawson. Yeah.
Okay.
And next thing you know, Carter was over at the commentary table, wasn't
Yes,
he?
sir.
Next thing I know, Carter Mason jumps in the ring. And you've ever seen someone get mugged?
Yeah.
Yo, Carter was on that.
Yeah?
Carter jumped
Good
at
for him.
Freddy and just... Carter was bleeding himself.
Oh.
He made himself bleed, hitting Jay Freddy so hard.
Oh, good for him.
So, which leads us into the main event. That's your match. Main event. Come on, baby.
I wasn't in it.
No, but you know what happened, right?
I was nowhere near it.
Yeah, we were on the outside drinking. So what happened, Dave? What was the main event?
It was the main event with the Fatal 4-Way. It was Cloudy versus Cheech versus Azrael versus Deranged. All former members of the group Special K back in the day in ROH, along with Jay Lethal. Cheech came on top of that match and now is number 1 contender for the 585 championship.
So he's back at it with the 585 Live.
Yes, sir.
Somebody had to do it.
Oh my God, take that home.
Okay.
So, that's Anniversary Anarchy. Any information on the next show?
It is Crash Course.
Crash Course, and that is
June 8th.
June 8th.
It's going to be right back at
the Eagles Club?
Yes.
All right, Eagles Club, June 8th.
No matches have been announced, but
Not yet.
within the next few days, next week or two, there'll be some matches.
I did see another event upcoming.
July 10th.
Skull Wrestling Promotions, or Skull Promotions presents Upstate Pro Wrestling. Is it Big Trouble in Little Penyon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that title.
Is
Amazing.
I got a kick out
The
of
only
that.
bad thing about it is Jeremy Jensen's face is on the front.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Of all,
It's the
of all
whitest
people.
thing since like bread. Like he's white. He's whiter than like Chevy Chase.
I was going to say something, but I'm like...
Nah, don't. It's
yeah,
right,
yeah.
It's PG guy. Alrighty, so
Whiter than the lotion over there?
oh yeah, whiter than that.
No,
Like lube.
Jar of mayonnaise.
Jar of mayonnaise. I like it.
Kendall.
We done about the mayonnaise? Wow. I was in my zone, and that's Dave, don't look at me. Don't even look at me.
So,
All right, what you got?
you're the booker
Yeah,
of Ultimate Wrestling.
I am.
I'm watching as Maximo here is getting his questions ready.
Oh.
Yeah!
Still wondering how you can work with Silas Rage again. I say. And I say no.
What's the guy going down that road? But
Thank God,
alright.
neither was I. Okay.
I love it.
All right, so we're gonna start off with the most important question. Are you ready?
Sure.
What's your opinion of Icon Ace?
I think Icon Ace has more potential than he even realizes he has. And I think that if he gets his focus right, and actually, it's not a matter of effort. I really do think that it's a matter of focus. And yeah, he could be great. And I don't know why.
Could be.
Well, no, and I mean he's very good. I
So
think
what-
right now he's given himself a ceiling, and I don't know why.
So what it sounds like, and if I can quote a very good friend of mine, it's like he has something, you just don't know what it is, but he's got it.
Well, I know what it is.
Oh, do you?
Well, I mean, you can see it in the ring.
You can see
I
it.
do think that at this point, he's heard enough people tell him how good he is that he thinks that 75% will get him by.
Okay.
And that's when you're that good. When you're that good, you can't blame a kid for that. Unfortunately, you can blink and you'll be 35, or you'll be Ivy Green and be 78 years old in the ring. Yeah, I got it in. It took 5 minutes. Check it. No, but that's the thing. I mean, if you take a night off, those nights will pile up real quick, and you'll be on your back end of your career.
That's very true.
So what I'm thinking is, when I hear Icon Ace, the first word that comes to mind would be lackadaisical. Sorry, you won't get
No, it's not even a matter of heat, because I know if I have heat with somebody, I'll tell them, and whether or not they will tell me back to their face that they understand it, that's another thing. But I at least know in my heart of hearts that I'm truthful with him. I don't think it's lackadaisical because I don't think he's lazy. I think he has a cruise control. I think he
Okay,
hits
that's a good
55 and just goes, oh. And you can see it. You can see it in a match. You can see it in a promo. He gets rolling, then it's that plateau. And I don't know what it is as far as what makes him think like I'm good. I don't know if it's somebody telling him he's got to pace himself. I don't know if it's somebody. It's almost like he's taking the idea of don't do too much and taking it in the wrong way. That he's saving himself for the next day.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, no, I gotta say, that's perfect wording.
Yeah, well, see.
I noticed Icon Ace always seems calm in the ring. He's always got that confident
I can't call
face.
it calm.
It doesn't seem like
I call it dumbfounded.
he never gets to where he's like raging.
There's
going after somebody. He's
which is
very
cool. I
calm
mean, it
and
lends
confident.
itself to somebody who has talent, natural talent. That can get you, but you need to have a point where you have an immediacy to prove to the crowd how important, how dangerous your opponent is. No matter, I'm not talking being 7 feet tall, but being a threat to you to lose the match, to lose your belt, whatever the case may be. You have to I gotta kick it to the next level to get myself over and your opponent over. Him just going like, my 55 is gonna get the job done. It doesn't help. Bleh. It doesn't take it to that next
Like
level.
I'm good in this position type attitude.
That's like a straight answer.
Well,
Perfect word.
it's and again, I don't want to misconstrue that as laziness. It's not. I mean, I wish I was that good so I can go out there and just go like, I've got him where I want him, and you know, I'm just gonna ride it out for the next 10 minutes.
Gosh,
But
that sounded like you threw up. Like,
like after about 5 minutes, I'm looking for a beer, and that's what that's just a different kind of limit.
Like cruise control, get up to that speed where you're fine, and then just set that button and go with it.
Yeah.
All right, well let's get into Ultimate Wrestling. So what's new in Ultimate Wrestling? Because there's been a lot of changes.
Yeah, I've seen that there were some shows that were
Announced.
announced and then got canceled.
Yep.
And taking a break because obviously it's not that you guys went away because there's 2 shows that
Yep.
were announced.
It's just 2 during the summer right now that we have gone back annually for the last few years. They're fun shows in that, and from my perspective, we get to try a bunch of stuff. They're outdoor bar shows. Well, the one. So of course, you know, you have the crowd that's thoroughly lubricated. Stop looking at me, Dave. As in drinks. So it lets you try different things to see what works and what's not. In our current situation, I think it couldn't have happened at a better time, because we had a really great building. Was it actually in Palmyra? Once we left, I put it out on my
I call it Marion. It's
Marion?
a Palmyra address,
Right.
but it's right outside
It's
town.
actually a really nice building. Whatever the reason may be, I know that it really didn't have anything to do with us. It was the reasoning that they gave us doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm not going to spend any more time trying to figure out if it was legit or not.
Gotcha.
So it's when Terry Cadillac told me that we lost that spot, I said, okay, let's move on. Next. So, but yeah, we have those 2 shows coming up, and got a couple of buildings that we're working on finalizing for the fall. And that's what's cool again about these 2 shows, that it's going to give us a chance to set up what we're going to do in these new spots, and it gives us a chance to kind of reset everything.
Gotcha. A little rebooting, a little reboot. What do you got?
No, I'm just listening.
Oh, no, to stay on the topic of Ultimate Wrestling right now, tomorrow night's episode of Now That's Ultimate Wrestling on FLTV channel 1304 and Now That's Ultimate Wrestling on YouTube, we're showing the very best of yours truly, Chris Cayden.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Worst hour.
I'm gonna have DVR and fast forward to the commercials.
I can actually,
That's over to the commercial.
I can actually think of a better way not to spend my time. So
that's what's in store in the future for UW?
Right now that and it's not a matter of trying to kayfabe anybody, but it's a matter of I personally don't want to say anything more about the buildings because it's not finalized. And right now, because of how we had to cancel those shows, Terry, I can speak for Terry on this, we don't want to announce more buildings and then have to say something fell through and we canceled again.
yeah,
We might as well wait until it's a lock and then move on from there.
Gotcha.
We're pretty close. We're very close. And it's a good spot.
So with you saying there's a reboot in the company, does that mean there's a reboot for like all the divisions? The tags, the heavyweights, the internet? And
Yeah.
And the Phantom?
Yep. I mean, we also had a little bit of a roster maneuvering. Some people are leaving, some people are coming in, rearrange people. So yeah, there's a complete, I don't want to say a tear down, because a tear down says that there was something wrong that needed to be busted up. There wasn't anything wrong, but there needs to be a rethought, a reorganization, with bearing in mind some of the stuff that we were doing right. So everything is on the table as far as where we go from here.
A new fresh start never hurts.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the first situation in any organization like this where a fresh start. We didn't go out of business. We didn't, the building didn't burn down. Like there wasn't nothing. We were doing well. I think to be completely honest with you, I feel like that building that we were at was kind of downward trending, and it's going to get more so during the busier winter, fall, indoor sports seasons. So I'm not entirely heartbroken that we're not there anymore. But
I am. I'm going to be honest with you, I am.
Yeah, because
the vending machine.
Literally,
There's the
it was
vending
5
machine.
minutes away from my
Oh,
house.
that's
It was literally
right.
5 minutes away from my house. I was like, oh my God. Easiest venue ever.
These Marion shows coming are like 10 minutes from me, or even less.
Nobody
It's
asked
always
you, did
nice. No, I'm at it anyway.
thought-
Plus, should I add, in the August show, Marion Meltdown, we have not only H.C. Loke, but Short Steve Sampson's returning as well.
Who's that?
Short sleeve.
Oh, short sleeves coming
He's
back.
very entertaining.
Yeah, we've got some fun stuff planned for him. Although
Ooh.
it's like shooting fish in a really short barrel.
So,
Dad joke right there. I got mine out today.
my next question, it refers to the Spanish one over here. Is he booked, Kendall?
I'm not booked, Terry. I'm not showing up. I'm not booked.
You're asking me if he's booked? Yeah. Yeah. Don't, are you?
That's my running joke because, as you know before, there was a little bit of miscommunication. So Kay's like, hey, you're on the show. Like, no, I'm not booked, Terry. I'm not showing up.
There was some shows where, I'd put you on the card and then something would come up and Terry would, was Maximo supposed to be here? I'm like, no, didn't have him the card. I don't know what the hell. He's like, I could have swore you said he was going to be. No, I don't know. No, he told us he was going to be on.
So reboot.
It's a reboot.
Waiting for everything to line up so they can start announcing places.
Yeah.
New
Talent.
talent coming.
Is there any new talent that you can name for us now? Give us an exclusive.
I don't know, Cayden. Who do you have for us?
Hey, wait.
Oh, I could bring
Your
my-
office? Your office now? It's supposed to be us against them, brother. What are you doing? Your office?
No, the truth comes out. Us versus them.
Sorry, bro.
So you're the reason why I'm not
I was
booked in.
kidding. You're not booked, bro.
It all makes sense now.
It all makes sense. It's the way it goes now. You're Spanish.
Is there one is in July and one is in August, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the date for the July show?
The July show is.
Pull it up.
Oh, we don't have a July show. The Bar and Brawl is June 30th.
I'm sorry, yes, it's June.
Yeah, June 30th. So yeah.
Alright, so it's June 30th.
Yeah, and then-
that's the bar brawl?
That's the Bar and Brawl. And that's a Finn's in and
Finn's
no,
Inn.
that's in Palmyra, right?
That is on a Sunday.
How does he keep finding these locations that are like in nondescript spaces, but they're always between two towns? So it's like my right foot's in this one town, and this
that's-
other one's at this other hillbilly
that's
town.
Wayne County.
Matches
Huh?
That's Wayne County.
That's Wayne County.
The towns are only like a mile long, if that. Surrounded by apple trees, miles and miles between each town.
Okay, the counties.
It's not Marion, where it's like 5 minutes away from his house or anything like that. Any matches that are announced for the bar and brawl?
I know what the matches are. I don't know what's been announced, so I wouldn't want to blow it up. But
There hasn't been any.
we're actually
postings on
doing
individual
a
matches.
two-show tournament. It's
We can talk about that. Okay, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. It's actually the original proposal. The pitch that was said to me was supposed to be a hardcore tournament, and I was like, it's not 1998, so we're not doing a hardcore
I
tournament.
heard something about each opponent gets to pick a
guessing-
weapon.
What, brawl brawl? Are you really against brawl brawl?
Yeah, or the worst idea in the history of the ideas. But yeah, because of the nature of these, I can watch that thing on repeat 10,000 times.
hit the rope so hard.
At what point did he actually slip into unconsciousness? It's right there. He didn't even hit the ground. Like, but it's what we're leaning towards is actually each match is going to be a gimmick match, not weapons.
Okay.
Some of them might have a few things involved, and with IB again, hate going back to that. There's going to be something thrown in the ring.
Is there can we at least let me rephrase this. Can the participants of this tournament be announced? Can you announce it, or you let us know any of these participants is in the tournament?
Well, why not?
There we go. Exclusive.
Yep, we got.
First of all, you're gonna say IB Green because you already said it.
No, he's not in. He's actually. Yeah.
IB's gonna throw in there. He's gonna one of them is IB.
Yeah. Kinger will be in it.
Okay.
Pat White. Now, Cayden, I have to ask you because
Yes.
you're on the end with Pat. Is Pat back in wrestling now?
You know what?
He popped up like the ghost of Christmas past, and I was like, "Oh, you're here!"
He hopped out. He wanted to come back in.
Yep.
Life hit him with some curveballs. I don't know where his mindset is at right now.
Right now.
I'd love to see him come back, but I don't know.
Well,
Since his
then we'll
returning,
proceed accordingly.
There you
We've
go.
only seen
That's
him
right.
at
Pat White's
UW.
in.
Well,
Pat
We've
White,
only seen
you're
him
in.
at
You're
UW.
listening, Pat. Get ready.
Mad Dog. We have an interesting development at the heavyweight title level, and I do not know. I won't go into detail on that because I don't know if the current title holder wants that information made public.
Okay.
So he'd probably be fine with it, but I'm not going to gamble on that. So
Gotcha.
we're working on that. And no, Cayden, that does not mean you're going right to the heavyweight title. Look at that. I know he's like he's on the
I
right
did have my
title.
shot.
You did. You won the Rumble, then you wrestled him,
And there was no winner because he was
Yeah.
concussed.
so it's called a draw. It goes to the champion. You lost.
Wow, look at you being all salty.
Right? I'm just saying.
Salty boy.
Yeah.
Whatever. Salt.
See what happens? What happens is when you job out Silas Rage, she don't get booked very well.
He holds a grudge for a decade.
Alright, so
I should have never took that spot.
should've never. So alright, so we got a Pat White.
Uh-huh.
Yep,
We
I
got-
be hearing.
We got IB is not it.
Yes, he is. That
Oh,
was-
IB is
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Alright,
IB.
McKinger.
Kinger.
Kinger. And
Mad Dog? Did you say Mad Dog?
So is there more, or is it just? Or are you gonna go with just those four for now? To
Those
announce?
four probably for now.
He's gonna make us wait. Oh,
You're not booked.
Pins and needles, needles and pins.
Terry, damn it! I thought it was booked.
Yeah, you got something going on.
I gotta switch my flight, Terry. You gotta cover my flight, my trans.
Oh, jeez.
Charter your own jet.
So that it's funny because my next question, like you already answered. I was like, "What is going on with the heavyweight division?"
Yeah.
That's literally. What do you got? Any questions? Because my next one is a good one.
Good.
Yeah.
I got nothing for now.
No?
Honestly,
Alright.
honestly, I don't.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with. Are you ready? It's a 50-50. It's who are you not a fan of more? Tiger Smith or Jonathan Ash?
Are you asking me that?
Yes.
Oh, Jonathan Ash.
Okay.
Okay.
Just because of my experience with Tiger was very short.
Oh,
Short-lived. So I think Dave and I were talking about it. So you came, you were working together with Tiger Smith at what was it called again? Dave, the promotion.
Pier 6.
I don't.
Yes.
I don't believe that Tiger was at Pier 6.
Oh, he's never at
No.
So
It
when
was,
did you?
it was Ash that was at Pier 6. with
Ah, okay. So when did you actually meet Tiger?
Me?
Yes.
When my wife and I moved up here from Maryland in 2008,
Okay.
and I'd been working already for that point by 3-4 years. Did a lot of work in the Mid-Atlantic area for Maryland Championship Wrestling, EWA down in Baltimore. Did some cool stuff real quick, and then came back up here and didn't name drop myself because I knew nobody knew me up here. But we went to the God, what was the name of the promotion that was here? That was
Is it an AW?
NEW.
Oh,
And
you
I went
tried-
there.
Did you work?
I
at
worked
AW?
out there. I'd sent them my resume, my pictures, and first of all, for some reason, sending them my resume, they were like, "What is this?" I was like, "It's my wrestling resume."
Wrestling resume.
And they're, "Oh, all right, well, come in for work." I'm like, "Okay, sure."
Was there a top rope?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was in one of the garage units in Buffalo Road,
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That was before. Okay.
Yes.
and went in there and worked out for him. He brought me into their little office, and it was so funny because Tiger sat there and talked to me, and Ash, who I didn't know at the time, stood over him with his arms crossed like he was freaking, the bouncer of the room, which now in hindsight is kind of funny. But I mean, we had a good conversation. He looked at me, he says, "Brother, you know what you're doing in the ring, but your psychology sucks." And I looked at him, and the funny thing was we just did drills in the ring. I said, "Yeah, oh, right." And I mean, okay, sure. And I also take into consideration even then when an indie guy who's always been an indie guy, not disparaging indie guys because I've always been one, but when an indie guy looks at you and says, "Your psychology sucks," like,
We're actually getting a phone call right now. No? Okay. It was
Hello?
calling, I guess not. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah, so I worked out there and he said, your psychology sucks. I said, okay, fair enough. And, not even back then wasn't in the position to argue with anybody. So I said, okay. And I cannot remember for the life of me where it ended. I think he just said, like everybody else that's running the school says, come in, work out with us sometimes. And I think it was soon after that, though, that NEW actually closed. So I think that's why it kind of shut down. And
Gotcha.
I think, other than running into Tiger at one of the Pier 6 shows in Hamlin, that he just appeared at for I'm not sure what reason, and then didn't come back. But I didn't have any interaction then. And Ash, to tell you, to make a, answer your question long form, Ash, I actually, to tell you the truth, with all this stuff that I've been associated with third person, him and I have never, from what I know, never had any problem. I personally don't have any issue with him. I take issue with some of the things that I've heard
Gotcha.
has transpired, and I always give a sack of salt to whether or not those things happen, but I have to assume that at least part of it's true. So, but again, I don't personally have any problem with him. He's the only guy I know that can beat me in wrestling trivia on a 6-hour road trip. So
You know what? I can see that.
I think it's because I fell asleep
Well,
That happens.
and Kumpf was drooling on him. So
Yeah, he sleeps all the time. On that, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna have Kendall James still in the studio. I'm gonna try to get you booked. So,
office.
we'll be right back.
Get caught up in the world of professional wrestling as Elbow to the Job Video Productions presents Catching Up with Cayden.
Beat me if you can.
Your host, Chris Cayden.
I'm pretty much known worldwide.
I am the host with the Cayden Nation. Quit playing, no hating. Make way for the Cayden Nation. Down through the curtain, heading out to the stage.
Catching Up with Cayden every Thursday night at 7 p.m. at 106.3 Rochester Free Radio, and right here on Elbow to the Job Video Productions on Facebook.
Faces you can't defeat the Cayden Nation. A blatant facelift you'll need if hating by way of
Check out Elbow to the Job Video Productions on Facebook, and you will see Ultimate Wrestling, Upstate Pro Wrestling, Catching Up with Cayden, much, much more. Now that's Ultimate Wrestling, the very best of Chris Cayden. Make sure you tune in every Friday night at 9 p.m. to watch Now That's Ultimate Wrestling on channel 1304 and Now That's Ultimate Wrestling on YouTube. And YouTube, and on Facebook. Now it's time to watch it live. As Ultimate Wrestling presents Barroom Brawl, live Sunday, June 30th, 3191, Route 21 in Palmyra, New York, at Finn's Inn. Bell time is 2 p.m. Tickets are $12 in advance, $15 at the door. Be there.
Catching up with Cayden on 106.3 FM, Rochester Free Radio.
Who's he ever beat?
Who's that? Slick?
Yeah, Slick.
Yo, Slick? Oh my God! I knew it was coming too.
That's what she said.
Oh, you're horrible. But let's talk about this song. The song. It's a classic. It's a classic.
He's dead. Get over it.
Oh my God.
Too soon? Too soon? Too soon?
Let me tell you something about Macho Man.
Brother.
Never met him. Wish I did. Never met him.
Gar.
The day that he passed away,
Yes.
I was in a car with one Colin Delaney, Jimmy Olsen, and Dalton Castle.
Okay.
And we're going to AIW to do a tournament out there or something. Everybody's phone goes off to the news. Macho Man passed away. Car gets quiet. This is why I hate Colin Delaney. All you hear Colin, 2 seconds later, they took the wrong Macho.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, that's fantastic. I hate to say that when you're in the room, but that's fantastic.
Mind you, I'm the one that's driving. So what's the first thing I said? Oh, the wrong Macho wheel? The steering wheel. I floor it and pretend to be passed out.
You see that tree, Colin? Yeah.
I respect you so much right now.
You
I'll
are
never forget
horrible.
that day. They took the wrong Macho.
They did.
That is quick, though. That is thinking on your feet.
Sometimes it's just, breaking news.
Yeah.
So Ric Flair was just admitted into the hospital.
You can't do that. We're talking about, Macho Man passed away. Breaking news, Ric Flair.
So now that part of your childhood is dead, let's work on another one.
So I go online and I see breaking news: Ric Flair admitted serious medical condition. I'm like, oh dear God, no, and I clickbait. I was like, are you serious right here?
Yeah, was he supposed to go in for something?
He had a surgery planned for today, and they were all like, serious medical condition.
Yeah.
Ric Flair on the verge of dying. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Let me tell you something.
That guy's gonna be like, he's gonna live longer than all of us. He's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's two guys who are going to live forever.
Ric Flair.
And Vince McMahon.
Hey, that's what man.
Vince is gonna die.
What?
Vince is gonna die.
Say with a little less hope in your voice. Just a little less hope in your voice.
He's gonna die. Jesus, the Lord, he can't. He's turning red. I got him! This week I got him!
Oh my God.
He's gonna
He said it was.
He's gonna die!
He said it with so much conviction, like Vince is gonna die.
Gonna die. And really, I can't wait.
There's going to be two people that survive. One, Ric Flair.
Okay.
The other, Mick Jagger.
Yeah, I give you
I thought you
that.
were going to say Keith Richards.
Oh, you know what?
Bridge is already dead, he just doesn't know it.
Right.
He's kind of walking dead.
Guitarist for Rolling Stones?
I am very Spanish. Who's Keith Richards?
Guitarist for Rolling Stone.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Stone.
You know me.
Yeah, because they listen to a lot of Rolling Stone. You know?
This is to a lot of Rolling Stone.
When he was 40, he looked like 60, and he's been staying the same ever since.
Now ask him about Menudo. He'll know about Menudo.
You definitely know about it. Here we go.
If my mom was here, she'll tell you the whole entire story of Menudo.
Kidding.
Me,
Wow.
on the other hand,
I walk backwards into this one.
I don't know Ricky Martin.
That's by Lamos.
That's Enrique.
No,
By Lambos. That's Enrique.
I was singing La Bamba.
That's Richie Valens. Get the Mexican. Jesus.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yes. He's a great
He's the only one I know. I don't know what the real one looks like. He's
Buddy Holly as well.
I think of Richie Valens. I think of Lou
You know what I
Diamond
forgot?
Phillips.
This is a wrestling show.
Yeah, this went off the rails.
Yes.
Oh, it always goes off the grid.
That's all I've heard. So as he's clearing his eyes because he was crying.
Yes, that was so good. He's gonna die. He's gonna die.
So, Kendall.
Yeah.
What do you see that Ultimate Wrestling? How should I say this? Where are they going to be in a year from today? Where do you think they're going to be?
Or where would you like it to be?
Yes, better yet. Where would you like Ultimate Wrestling to be in a year, say?
No, that's a good one.
Wish I had a jet.
Well, and
I have this one.
I'd like to see you do. Whoa. The showcase of the immortals. God, I know. Oh God. Okay.
The ultimate champion.
Thank you for distracting me enough time to think of an answer for that one. No, I'd actually like this to start working more often and working alongside, not only upstate, but everybody in the area. I have the pipe dream of everybody actually getting along for a minute, and that doesn't mean, in a perfectly 100%. But I think there's a huge opportunity for young guys to get out and get experience in the ring. Cayden, you'll be the first one to say you can train a monkey to do the moves. I mean, Maximo can wrestle, so I mean, no, I didn't mean that. No, I just meant
That's all I got.
no. But what I'm saying is, you can train them over and over again in a ring in a school, and then they go out there after training for 4 years, and they get in front of even 10 people, and they poop themselves, like they just lose it. The only way, like they did back in the day, give them the basics and send them on their way. Let them hit the road, and then we have the advantage now that if we worked often enough, where they could go and work for us and then come back to you, and if we had the open communication where we could have feedback, you guys give us feedback. What do you like that they're doing with us? And we can tell you what their strengths are, what they could work on. That open communication, I think, is maybe a pipe dream in indie wrestling as a whole. But I think we have the opportunity because we are polite enough to each other, at least at face value, to at least have an understanding where hopefully that's a possibility. That's where I'd like to see us in a year. I'd like to see us do a lot more. I don't know if you guys listen to, you guys listen to the podcast and everything. One of my favorite podcasts is Jim Cornette's podcast. He does those deep dives of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I've actually emailed him and gone back and forth with him a couple times because he breaks down price structure of doing the small town shows. And you could draw 400 or 500 people to a show at 10, 8, and 6 for your prices. Now around here, you've always seen the argument, you shouldn't charge any less than $15, $20 to a show. Okay, right. How about we have a family of 4 or 5 in these small towns that we work that can afford to take out their families all year round, including around the holidays, including for teachers during summer break, that they can afford to bring a family of 4 or 5 to a show. So maybe if, we have these kids that you guys feed us, that somebody else would feed us, whoever it may be, and they can work in front of a couple hundred people on the regular, on top of your guys, that they can have that symbiosis between the two groups. That's where I would like to see it.
Look, brother, I don't wrestle unless the house is sold out and they're hanging off the rafters the same way I'm showing up, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a different thing too to try to put these kids out in front of a few hundred people and let them, have those goosebumps stand up a little bit. And then not only is that exciting for them and positive and a cool experience, but that's what tests them too. And forget all the drama and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just start working. Get out there.
Yeah, that. no, I definitely hear that. You probably heard me typing just now.
Yeah, no, this is real.
This is legitimate breaking news. This happened just 12 minutes ago. Ashley Massaro, ex-WWE wrestler, dead at the age of 39.
I was just about to bring that up. I just saw that too.
It just popped up.
There's no way that went well. That's no way that
I
ended
don't think
well.
she was that old.
Yeah, she was not looking well to begin with. For a while.
Wow.
After she got released,
Yeah.
drugs were
Very, yeah.
pretty
They're
low.
saying officials will not reveal the cause of death.
Yeah.
But
That's never a
they're
good sign.
being
No.
told that it's being classified as non-criminal, so whether drugs are involved or not is a whole different story.
Sounds like
But,
it.
but here's the thing about it. Even if she was off the
39.
drugs,
Yeah.
She
39.
did not look very good.
it's an effect. Because look at Eddie Guerrero. He was clean.
Right.
Him being
Yeah.
on so much stuff
Yeah.
caught up to him.
Or if she was off, it's like Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go off that stuff after being on it, and then they just dabble in it
Yeah.
a little bit, like they used to party back in the day, and their body just
Yep.
shuts right down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not
I
to say
literally-
that's what happened, but
I'm sorry that I was typing away, but I'm like looking at him and I'm like, I pointed to her. I was like, do you see it? And he looks at me and he's like, nah, it's not real.
Because when we were just talking about the flare one.
Yeah.
well, sorry, Ashley Massaro was part of my teenage years, not part of my childhood. Don't look at me like you don't know what I'm
Oh,
talking about.
I lost a lot of socks.
Holy cow!
I am now done with you for life.
I believe it was my 30s. So I was already in my 30s when she was.
How old are
9
you?
years old. That is crazy. Wow. All right, well,
Just get over it. On to the next.
You're gonna die.
Dang, just get over it. Keep it going.
No, I'll be fine. I'm still waiting for you to take your shoes and throw them in the middle of the ring. Just do it. Just get it done. Release me.
Release you.
Release you.
Brother, your office is
Just say it.
I'm cutting good.
All right.
Terry, I'm not booked.
He's done. There is no more Maximo Suave. It is now just Maximo. I'm taking the name
Spanish.
Suave. No, I'm taking the name Suave.
Just take everything.
like
just
you know Booker
Spanish.
T.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, you're just Maximo.
So Booker.
So when
T.
they go to book you, yo, you know the Maximos.
It was a funny story about that one show that he had a wedding to go to. And Terry looks at me and goes, didn't he just go to a wedding? And just not even thinking about it, not trying to be wise ass, I was like, he's got like 3,000 cousins. If every one of them get married. And I found myself going, wow. And he just looks at me like, really? I'm like, I said it. It's out there.
The funny thing is, it's true. It was two different cousins who got married.
See? All these things I make a joke out of. It's just reality.
Yeah, it's a reality. Yeah, it happens.
So let me ask you this. Probably we got a few more minutes before we get off the air. Ultimate Wrestling, you're rebooting. Are you looking forward to it?
Yes.
All right. Why?
Because of the possibilities, and because in January it'll be 15 years that I'm in the business, I still am gullible enough to think that when I tell people that I want to get along, I want to be upfront, open communications with each other, that I actually believe them when they look at me and say that's the same thing they want. I've been burned 10,000 times, or will be burned 10,000 times more on top of that, thinking that. I think, especially around here, that can actually be a reality, and I think that's reason to be excited about it.
I respect it.
On a side note, I just want to let you know that Pat White liked my status, so he is still around.
Okay.
That's all it takes now.
And I believe that he is still part of Ultimate Wrestling.
That's awesome.
So he is.
He's a great talent, man.
30th, correct?
Give us that
Yes.
date.
June 30th.
June 30th.
Sunday, June 30th, 2 o'clock is the
All right.
bell
What's the
time.
name of the place?
Finn's.
Finn's Inn in
Yep.
Palmyra. I think
Finn's
the
Inn in
GPS will go to
See you
Palmyra.
there.
I would say if I'm booked. Am I
Ladies and
booked?
gentlemen, you're not booked. Every Thursday, 7 p.m., catching up with Cayden. I am Chris Cayden. He's Maximo Suave. Thank you, Dave, Peg, Eris, and Kendall James for coming in. Next Thursday, deuces.
Contact Albleton and Joffrey Productions for any of your video needs. From weddings to pro wrestling. Contact Albleton and Job Video Productions at Albleton and Job Video Productions at Facebook.com or call 315-576-3577. That's 315-576-3577.